Hello and good morning, everybody. My name is Robyn, and I'm one part of Living Life's Journey. That's my loved one right there. That's my baby. That's my boo. That's my... Anyways, we're getting too far into that. That's my Henry. He is currently deployed right now. And so, with that being said, I thought we'd get into a conversation about my life and everything that's going on in the community around us. Because there has been a lot of questions asked. If I'm doing okay, how's everything going, any word, blah, blah, blah. So I thought I would take a time out and talk about my chaos and the life that's going on in my community and around me, and kind of give some insight of what might be going on. If you have a family member or loved one that might be going through this as well, how, what you might be dealing with. If you're going through it, you're not alone. I'm right with you. So kind of maybe a way that you might be seeing them in their perspective, so you might be able to help them, but just real life and how this is what I'm dealing with right now. But I'm gonna, before I start this at all, please leave any comments. I'll gladly I reply back to everybody, maybe not right away because I'm living life right now. But I will get back to everybody who leaves a comment. I will ask that please do not leave any political express comments, whether you are for or against the commander-in-chief, or this side or that side, or this rule or that rule or law or whatever, and his side is her side or her side is his side, or whatever the case may be. This is not a political conversation. This is not the place. Emotions get really charged up regarding things of that nature, and this is all pro for the troops and their families, and our emotions are very raw right now, and so I want to focus completely on that, and that's all. So I'm going to ask you guys just to please respect that, and I thank you so much for your guys's your loving support for everybody that is going through these times right now, every family member and loved one, and just our troops. So thank you for being here. So go ahead and grab a cup of coffee, tea, whatever it is that the time that you are watching this video, and please stand by as we get into this conversation about my life and the chaos. Whew. So hi everybody. Hello. Hi. So, like we've said before, my husband is still deployed. Nothing's changed. He's still gone. And we were trying to plan out videos for a long time, but right now communication is completely wonky, and trying to do Skype calls is not happening right now, as you guys can tell. So, with that being said, I've been trying to fill out, what can we do now? But with everything that's going on in the world and the chaos that's going on, I thought I would kind of step in and explain some things and help kind of better put things into perspective, how emotionally feeling kind of what's going on and everything. My husband has been a Marine for 26 years, and I've been involved with my husband. We started dating in 2004. We got married in 2009. And I was with him from his first deployment. This is his 11th deployment. And we've been dealing with a lot of stuff. And we live on a Marine Corps base in the middle of the Mojave Desert. And so I see a lot of activity. I see how everything runs back and forth. I see troop movements, and as far as their combat training and things like that, I am inundated with all the hoorah, Marine Corps, rough, dog, Semper Fi, their whole mentality. I live in it. And but I also live around the community of the spouses, the children, the family. And that's what we do. And to see what we're dealing with right now it's a gut check. It's definitely a punch in the gut and emotional roller coaster ride. I've been trying to do this video so many times right now, and I keep having to redo this, trying to keep things in check. But right now, with everything going on, we keep getting notified from the base to be aware of what's our surroundings, not to talk about our spouse being deployed, and OPSEC, operational security, not talk about troop movements, in and out of stuff, what's going on base, as far as troops deploying and things of that nature, for our safety. So, and their safety most importantly, their safety. So there's a lot of heightened awareness going on right now, and a lot of stress. And the reason for this video is because there's so much misinformation going on and people are confused and families are getting anxious about the stuff. You have notifications going on about troops deploying. You have reservists being told the possibility of them being activated, and you have the IR being notified that there's a possibility of them being sent back into active service. So it's this tension, and with the families going, what's going on? Uncertain. What the information I'm hearing over here is, I'm being told over here, is this correct? What's going on? And then you have the media pumping their information in, which is a crackpot joke. It's a mix of drama filled in with lighting and music, and it just pumps up and makes everybody just feel overwhelmed. And it's uncertain times, families are overly stressed, and it's crazy, and it's just a crapshoot right now. And there's a time when you have to step back and just kind of focus and try to find your center. And it's hard. It's really, really hard. You worry. My husband's already over there. My husband's already deployed. He's already deployed. And he's been there for a while already, and we have a while to go. And so you deal with a lot of what ifs and what could happen and maybes, and this dark area that you have no control over. And I'm a control freak, okay? I like to know A, B, and C. You can't give me A to Z. There's this big pit in the middle, and it doesn't make me happy. But the Marine Corps life is all about this logo of Semper Gumby. You got to be flexible, because it's not going to be an easy road. It's a roller coaster ride from hell. And though my husband has been deployed 11 times, people assume that I got it all together, that everything's okay, that I'm old hat at this. Well, I'm old hat at the rhythm of it. Him getting prepared, going to the desert training, going through the testings, going through the schooling, going through the preps and all this stuff, and then coming home for pre-deployment leave, and then climbing on the white bus and leaving. The deployments all have their own separate stresses, and there is not one single deployment that has ever been the same. None. Every deployment has had their own wacky, weird thing that's popped up every deployment. We've lost friends. We've come back with injuries. It's just been the way that it is. And so I never ever say that I've got this, because I don't. And I rely heavily on my faith and my friends and my family to help get me through the hard times. And there are moments, and I will be honest with you, when it really becomes overwhelming sometimes. And I'm going to tell you truthfully, if you're going through this, don't be ashamed to say you need help. Depression can sink in, especially, there's families that have children at home, or they're by themselves, and it becomes, you're so far away from your family, your support network, if you haven't built one yet. It can be so dark and alone, and it's an echo chamber of your own fears and worries. And I'll tell you, when my husband was going through, when we first got married, he went on a 1-year deployment. We got married, hi babe, and he went on his first deployment. Not his first deployment, but he went on a 1-year deployment right after we got married. And there was so much chaos going on in that deployment. And then I had people calling to the point where I just felt exhausted, and my hair was falling out. I was sick to my stomach all the time, and I just trying to keep that, stiff upper lip, trying to keep it together so people would see this smiley person on the outside, but inside I was bundled up screaming. And finally I sought help, and it's okay to do so. It's okay to stand up and say, you know what, I don't have it all together. I need help. I need to talk to somebody. It's okay to do so. There is no shame in that game, to stand up and say, you know what? I'm a crumbling mess, I'm not sleeping, I'm not eating, my hair's falling out, and I feel like I can't. I'm just overwhelmed with this mess. And get help. And it's okay to do so. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. That does not mean you're a bad mother or a bad wife or a bad husband or whatever. It just means, you know what? The crap the world is pouring out on you right now is just a lot to bear. I felt so much stronger, and I felt relieved that this wasn't just me dealing with it. And I learned to build a great and strong support group that we got together every week, and it felt better, and I felt stronger, and I found that purpose, that I sustained it through that year and through every deployment after. But and then things that come up, like when things like right now are going on, it helps with that. And especially when something happens on the news and families are watching the news, and extended family members that are not near you, that think because you're married to somebody that's in the military that you have to have the know and the in know and everything that's going on because your spouse is there, that obviously you have intel that nobody else does, so they want to know what's going on. Are you okay? And they're not bugging you because they're insensitive, but they want to know, are you okay? And they love that person as well. They love your spouse or their child, and they want to know if everything's okay. Have you heard? So you get inundated with phone calls, emails, text messages, whatever. And sometimes it gets really overwhelming, and you want to scream and you want to yell and you just want to tell people to leave you alone. But then you yeah, but that's not nice. And you want to be nice, but you just want peace because you're trying to manage it as well, because you're worried. Again, that's the whole unknown of the unknown. You're only given information that is pertinent, that you need to know. And believe me, I learned this after the first deployment with my husband. But we've learned over time, as far as regarding our family, that certain information that I'll get from the command head, and they'll tell us whether everything's moving on course, everything's okay, what you may have heard in the news or what may be being reported. As for our unit, this is blah, 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 and everything's good to go. If there was an injury, that family member would have been notified, and we won't be told regarding that, but we'll be told later on, and then we can build a support network to help the family that was hurt. So we can come together and rally around that family member and give that member the love and support that they need, especially during that time of unknown. We're doing fine. We're doing great. Our unit is amazing, and they're kicking butt, and they're standing tall, and I'm so proud of each and every one of them. But anyways, so what I normally do is, for my family, is when we get ready for deployment, I usually send out a blanket email to everybody, our friends and family, and saying, hi, so it's that time again, and blah, blah, blah. And any information that comes down the pipeline, I'll send you guys updates to let you know what's going on and everything, so you guys can keep track and everything. And every month I'll send out an email letting you know that everything's okay. And then when things like this happen, just to let you know, I've heard from him, he's okay, but I'll keep you updated. Or right now communications is down, but as soon as I hear word, so I don't get flooded with information and get stressed out trying to keep track of everybody, and we're good to go. And I found that works out so much easier than trying to send out individual emails and text messages and everything to everybody else and feeling overwhelmed that I missed somebody. And we set that up before he deploys. Sorry. Okay. So one thing I've also learned over time, it hits. Every once in a while, it hits. So one thing I've also learned to do is do a daily routine. Get up every day at the same time. Get into a flow of doing things, and also make sure that you're doing something physical. Do a workout, walk, do something, because that also creates endorphins. Endorphins make you happy, makes your body move, makes you feel alive. If we stay locked up in our house every day, let me tell you lose your mind. But keep moving and doing things and being creative, as far as find a project to do something, and you'll find yourself, the time will pass, things around you will get moving, the stuff in your life will activities that you're involved in will be more. And you can also I know this was an incomplete sentence, I'm sorry, I just had things pop in my head. The activities that you do, you can turn around and share that with your loved one when he or she comes home, and you share that life that they missed with them, and you can share it and then maybe recreate it, so they're not totally missing out on the things. And it's just a wonderful way that you stay active and you can share memories, and it's just do something. Don't just stay walled up and locked in your house. Another thing that we do, like I've spoken to you guys about, is that network of friends. And I have what's known as battle buddies. Our spouses deploy and we get together, and once a week we come together and we have a brunch in the house. Either it's my house or the next girl's house, and we rotate the houses. I don't have kids. My kids are adults. They're grown up. But some have little ones, and after they go to school, we all come together. We have brunch or coffee, or we do dinner and put the kids in a room, watch movies, and we'll have wine and dinner, and we'll sit back and we'll laugh and we'll talk and we'll decompress about the week or whatever it was that's going on and how we're feeling. And that's what we do. We support each other in that boundary. And if somebody's having a bad night or like one went into labor, brought him another baby in the world, woo! That's how we support each other. That's that strength of character and support one another, and it's what we do. And I've learned to do that, but it took time to do that. And I suggest if you're new to this in this world, get yourself plugged in and find that strength and that support network, because you're gonna need it. But also, one of the greatest joys I've ever learned to do is write letters to my loved one. Communication is key in a relationship. Everybody's so hooked on electronics, and yeah, electronics are great, but like I said earlier, communications go down overseas. We go into that silent mode where we can't communicate. You can't use your cell phone, can't use your computers, and they're down. And when their guys are out on the road doing what they got to do, a letter is something that he can put in his pocket and hold on to. So I write my husband. I write letters, and he carries it with him, and he sends me letters. I have every letter my husband has ever wrote me from the first time he deployed. Every letter, all the cards, and believe me, it's a lot. I got binders, and they're precious to me. That love is so that we worked hard for is still worth every pain and struggle we go through, because I love him that much. And I'm so grateful to God that he came to my life. And but that's important. We write letters to each other, and I would suggest get into that habit of writing a letter. Write a letter to your loved one, because it's a beautiful gift for them to have and to receive. But among all things, in your community, you're going to find a lot of stressing out. There's so much, I heard this, I heard that, what's going on? All we can do is hold on to each other and just make it through to the next day. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to make it through the next day. Yeah, this is number 11. But I still miss him. And it's hard. But I'll keep holding on and praying for him, and I'll pray for our troops, and I'll pray until every day when they come home. Because that's my fervent prayer, that everybody gets home safely. But I hope you understand what I hope this opened up an understanding as far as what you might be seeing, stressed out family members, and understand what I'm going through. I don't know. I don't even know if this makes sense to people in any way. I was just hoping to put some clarity on some things. There's so much chaos going on right now, and there's so many misinformation regarding how our life is. And no, it's not easy. And no, I didn't marry my husband for wealth or the ID card. I married my husband because that man makes my heart beat faster and makes me laugh. And he gives me joy. And I'm waiting for him to come home. Yep. That's it. He's my Henry, and I love him very much. So, thank you guys for sticking around if you stayed around this long, and I appreciate each and every one of you. And I'm going to go and walk a few miles and cheer my happy butt up. But I know he's okay. We talked this morning, and I know everything's well with him and his guys, and that's good. That's a good day. Today's a good day. So you guys take care of each other, love one another, and I will definitely speak to you guys soon, hopefully with less weepiness. I'm so sorry, you guys. I am so sorry. This was not how it was supposed to be. I was trying to be upbeat, but man, I see my husband staring back at me, and I'm like, I miss him so much. All right, I love you guys. Bye. Bye. Before I start weepy again. Bye. Bye.